What's going on, everybody? Cal here. So I want to talk about carrying with a light. Not only a weapon-mounted light, but a handheld. I'm a firm believer in carrying with both lights. Both lights serve a purpose. Now, many people believe that a weapon-mounted light is more of a gimmick, or it's not a necessity. And that's fine. You can believe that way if you want. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to give you my opinion. So I'm a firm believer that there is a time and a place for a weapon-mounted light. I could get into a whole bunch of scenarios when I would only use a weapon-mounted light versus a handheld light, but I'm not getting into those. I'm getting into one, and this is primarily for the everyday citizen, the everyday conceal and carrier, right? This is not so much for law enforcement or military guys. This is primarily for everyday carriers, right? So we don't know the future. If we knew the future, we wouldn't carry a gun. Because if I knew I was going to get attacked at 7 p.m. on the 25th of July, whatever, then I wouldn't, at this store, at this time, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't do that. Right? So if we could see the future, we wouldn't carry a gun at all. Because we know when we wouldn't need it, and if we were going to need it that day, we wouldn't do that thing that day. So, but we can't. So I'm a firm believer in being prepared for worst case scenario anytime I need it, right? But with that being said, because I carry a weapon-mounted light does not mean that is my primary light source, right? Because it's not. It is my last resort light source. I have no other option but this light source. Meaning there's already a threat, there's a known threat that I need to illuminate or find. So 90% of the time we're going to use a handheld light. If we drop our keys, we need to look somewhere that's dark, we're walking through a dark parking lot, we can't see very well, whatever case may be, 90% of the time we're going to be using a handheld light. So for instance, me and my wife, we come out of the movie theater or from dinner. It's very dimly lit, poorly lit area. And I see a shadowy figure messing with my vehicle. I don't want my first lighting source on that individual to be a pistol, right? I don't want to light them up with a handgun because I don't want to make the situation worse than what it needed to be. However, I still want to gather as much information as I possibly can. So what do? I light them up with a handheld. Now don't forget, my wife is still with me at this time. So this guy, instead of backing off, just taking off, he becomes aggressive. He starts coming towards me, starts threatening me, has a weapon in his hand, whatever. And he starts coming towards me and my wife. Well, at that point in time, I need to keep this guy illuminated while giving verbal commands. If he continues and I have to draw my weapon, that means my wife is now in danger. My life is not the only life at stake here. My wife's is as well. So what do I need to do? I need to move her out of the way, whether it be pushing her down behind a vehicle, pulling her behind me, whatever. But I still need to keep light on this guy. I still need to see what this guy is doing. So I'm going to draw my pistol. I'm going to illuminate the guy. Now, I've already told him, I've already given verbal warnings and stuff like this at this point. I'm going to continue giving him verbal warnings while keeping him illuminated. Now, if he continues to be aggressive and continues to step towards me while the pistol is drawn and the light is on, I'm going to put him down. Yes. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the time when I would need this light and I can't use this light. Many people think that a self-defense scenario is always going to be you're always going to have two hands ready, and that's simply not always the case. You may not always have the ability to use two hands, whatever the scenario may be. So I may not always have the option to use my handheld light. I may need a weapon-mounted light. I don't know what scenario will come. I can't see the future. So 99% of the time, we can use this light. Even in a defensive situation, there are plenty of techniques to use a handheld with your weapon effectively. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have an issue with that. I'm a firm believer in carrying with a handheld. But we shouldn't just assume we're always going to have that option. I'm not one of those people who I want to assume that I will always have that option. So that's why I carry with a weapon mounted light, because I don't know when or if I will need it. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Same concept comes with carrying a spare mag. The chances of me needing to do a reload in a self-defense scenario, very, 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 very slim. Almost non-existent. The chances of me taking a shot beyond 25 yards, almost non-existent. But the possibility is still there. The chances of me needing to do a sub-second draw, probably not real likely, but it's still there. I still have that ability. So why not have something that could be of use if needed, but it's not really going to hurt you if you have it and don't need it, right? So that's just my opinion. I'm not saying everybody should carry with a weapon-mounted light. I think if you're going to choose to carry with a weapon-mounted light, you need to seek out proper training on how to properly use that light. But at the same time, I also believe that if you carry a handheld alongside your pistol, you need to learn how to use them both together effectively and properly. Training is key when it comes to any tool that is in our toolbox for self-defense. Whether it be hand-to-hand, firearms, lighting systems, whatever it is, whatever you choose for self-defense, make sure you seek out proper training in. Don't just buy an attachment and just say you're good to go because it looks cool on the gun. Learn how to use it, learn the benefits of it, and learn when is the proper time to use said object. Alright, this is Kyle. Thanks for watching. Train with purpose.